Hey guys, Keith Davidson here with RCJ Productions. I want to welcome you to this very special 4th of July behind the scenes look at Studio K. So let's go check it out. Come on with me. All right, here we are, Studio K. Here's a look at the main studio. We have our green screen. This is where we film all of our shows like The Truth About Beer and Straight Up Paranormal, Bios to Books, Highway to Your Health. And over here on this wall here, we have some music stuff, some music equipment, some pictures. We have glass cases that contain some of the haunted artifacts that you've seen on The Truth About Beer and The Unexplained. We have our Truth About Beer gnomes in the cabinet. And here we're going to enter our control room / storage room. See our little mascot, our alien there. I don't think we ever came up with a name for him. But this is the control center. This is where we have our computer. It's where our producer sits, Jack, when he's with us on our shows. We have the Roadcaster, the video switcher. Lots of cool stuff in here, guys. Thanks for watching Studio K. Hey everybody, Keith Davidson here with RCJ Productions. I want to thank you for joining us for this awesome behind-the-scenes look at Studio K, where you'll find great programs such as The Truth About Beer and Straight Up Paranormal, Bios to Books, and my new podcast, Highway to Your Health. From our family to yours, we want to wish everybody a very happy and safe 4th of July. Please keep in your prayers the people who are fighting for our freedoms, the people who have fought for our freedoms. We wouldn't be able to do something like this without our independence. So, our thoughts and our prayers go out to those who fight for us and for our freedoms. May everybody have a very, very happy 4th of July, and God bless America. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lindsay with Straight Up Paranormal. From our family to yours, we want to wish everyone a very happy and safe 4th of July. Thank you to all the men and women that continue to fight for our freedom, and may God bless America.
Hey, Papa Joey here from The Truth About Beer, and I want to wish all my fellow Americans a very safe and happy 4th of July. Have fun.
Hi, this is Dan Davidson, the host of Bios to Books. As a veteran and grateful American, I want to take a moment and wish the greatest country in the world a happy birthday. Many of us think of the 4th of July as spectacular fireworks and barbecues, but it's much more than that. It's the day we celebrate our independence, and that didn't come about without hardship and sheer determination. It's a day we should set aside to reflect on the sacrifices our military men and women have made in war, past and present, including the ultimate sacrifice of giving up their lives in defense of our freedom. We thank them all for their service, and we pray for and remember the Gold Star parents, past and present, who lost children in these many conflicts. God bless our veterans, our troops, and God bless America. Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome to Paranormal Partners. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Good to see everybody on today. You were typing as I
wasn't sorry.
On, so.
I wasn't ready. I was trying to type and then I messed it up.
You want the mouse too?
No, I don't. I don't like your mouse. It's weird. Hi y'all. How you doing?
Who we got on? We got Papa Joey on. Hey, Papa Joey. Eric
Hi,
on
Papa
stories.
Joey.
Kathleen. Hey, Straight Up Paranormal's on too.
Hey, guess what? We're on. I was typing.
So we got a great show for you guys today. We're continuing our Entity Voices series.
Yes.
And we got Chris Allgood and Audra Keeler coming on today. And you guys have gotten to see them on Truth About Beer and a couple of other shows that we've done in the past. But today's a little bit more personal, I think. We're going to find out about them as a couple.
About them, yes. Yeah. Which is always good because, that's how it kind of all starts.
That's kind of the purpose of the show.
Partners in the Paranormal. Yeah, it kind of says it in the name.
Yep. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Chris and Audra. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy
4th of July. Love that intro. That was fantastic.
I know. You guys did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Get y'all emotional and crap before this.
Yeah.
Really? You trying to mess with me? You should have done it at the end.
Got our feels all worked up.
Yeah, you got the feelers all going. My goodness.
Yeah, gives me chills.
Ugh.
Speaking of chills, I heard you guys have some nice weather over there, huh?
Gorgeous weather.
Beautiful.
82
beautiful.
and sunny.
That's awesome. That's why I wish it was that way here.
It is for like a day.
But you guys know that all too well because you're from Arizona.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Just barely learning it out there.
Barely.
You guys are in North Carolina now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right outside of Charlotte.
Yep.
Okay, it just gives us one more place to visit when we do
That's
our
right.
round trip.
You guys have an extra bedroom, right?
Yes. We have two.
Two.
Awesome.
See?
Hey, that's perfect.
I'm totally good with sleeping on the couch too, so it really didn't matter if they said yes or not.
Yeah, we do have a couch. So.
That works too.
That is awesome. That is very cool. So yeah, we're excited to have you guys on today. We hope to find out a lot about you guys, and it should be interesting the answers we get from you guys.
It always is. It always is, and it always ends up somewhere it wasn't meant to.
That's true. That does happen. It does happen.
Yeah.
So I'll start out with the very first basic question. How did you guys meet?
Oh, baseball.
Really?
Talk about American.
There you go.
Bless the 4th of July.
I know. We were both actually going through a divorce, but even prior to that, our boys played ball on the same team. And actually went to school together since second grade, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, we knew each other kind of outside the norm of everything. And then baseball really kind of started 7th grade, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
For
Right before
us.
7th grade.
Yeah.
I was their coach. So I
Mm.
coached my son from the time he started playing until he hit high school. And then a buddy of mine and I started a travel team in Phoenix. And Audra's son, her and her ex-husband put her son on the team, and I coached him for a while. And then when we both ended up going through a divorce at almost the exact same time.
Literally.
Wow.
And
That's
not
crazy.
because of us.
No, not because of that.
Brady, it wasn't.
No.
So did you ever play out at you're in Surprise, so did you ever play out at that Big League Dreams ballpark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Two times. Yeah.
Yeah, we did the one over in Gilbert a couple of times when I was coaching baseball too. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a neat experience.
It was a really neat experience. We were in the Rangers dugout or the Royals dugout. One of the two. Can't remember which side they're on.
So long ago.
It's cool. It's a cool experience for the kids too.
It is very cool.
Experience that. So were you both into the paranormal when you met? Ooh,
Not
Audra was not. I've been into the paranormal my entire life.
But into it, like how into it? Like into it, like, yeah, you watched some shows, you were interested, or like into it, like out investigating?
I've been highly sensitive since I was a child.
Yeah.
Had multiple experiences from up until I'd say 2nd, 3rd grade. I started reading books on paranormal. I mean, my first book on the paranormal was the book about the Brown Lady in England. I mean, that's the type of stuff I read when I was a kid. And then by the time I could walk to haunted locations, I would go just to try. I wasn't technically an investigator at that point.
Yeah.
But I would go there just chasing ghosts all through high
Right.
school. And I just kept going on. And then once I got out of high school, I actually started paranormal investigating And I was actually deep into it when Audra and I started dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me,
So-
not so much. I actually, I've had wicked dreams since I was a kid. And we didn't grow up, I dare say my age, but we didn't really grow up watching scary movies, and there weren't a ton of them back in the day either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know how or where mine came about, but probably started, I was maybe in 5th grade, and it was always some sort of demon, devil. I was protecting kids, and it up until, oh gosh, even a couple of years ago, I just, every so often, it's periodically I have these wicked dreams. And so when Chris and I met, and we start talking just about odds and ends, and I opened up about them, and of course you always feel like a freak when you talk about the weird things, but to know that you're not alone is really nice too.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he started talking to me about how sensitive he was, and then I would share my dreams, and he's like, you might have a little bit more of a gift than you think you do, or maybe you traveled during your sleep and you don't know it, because that's what some of it sounds like.
Wow.
And so he said, you should maybe go on an investigation with me. And I'm like a real one? Because
You're like, that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to open myself up to that, but he got me hooked. So yeah, exactly.
He's all the last final stitch. Thank you.
What's great, Chris, is that as you were growing up, nobody tried to move you away from the experiences you had, or the feelings that you had, or the interest you had, the passion you had in it. Nobody tried to say, oh, it's all make believe, it's all, a bunch of BS. It's kind of cool that you've been able to carry that on from a child.
Yeah, it was my mom didn't really talk about it much. She believes, but it scares the hell out of her.
Yeah.
My dad was actually with me when I had my first experience. I was 5, and we're originally from Nebraska, and my grandfather took care of the cemetery there. He was the caretaker for like 40 years. When he passed away, my father took it over for a little while until they found somebody to replace him. But we were up there. He was mowing one time, and I'd run around the cemetery playing, and that was down in an area called Dead Man's Holler, where they buried children and people that didn't have money, John Does and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was running around playing, and my dad asked me, called me up there, and he said, what are you playing with? I said, I'm playing with that little boy. He's like, there's no little boy there.
Wow.
You're like, well, I'm still playing with him.
Well, he's hit, so I'm still running. So
Yeah. He ain't gonna catch me. I gotta go.
That's funny. So what was his reaction?
he just looked at me and said, there's no little boy there. Go back and play again. As I got older, he would remind me of that story. He never really told me if he believed or if he was into it, but he told me some of the experiences he had when he was younger, but he never said, I believe. He never said, I want to go get into it. My dad was kind of old school,
Right.
It is what it is, kind of a thing.
It is what it is, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool that he had experiences too, because
Yeah.
And he I guess knew enough not to poo-poo on your experiences and
Right,
you know let you just go with it.
Or he's had his own and he knew that it possibly could be happening to you. So
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because he had his own experiences, he knew, to say, hey, let's let it ride and see what happens, I guess.
Right.
Which is cool. Really cool. So what's the very first investigation you guys went on together?
Was it Lost Soul Cemetery?
Lost Soul Cemetery.
Yeah. Yep.
So out in Waddell, just south of Surprise, there is not a lot of people know about this. It's called the White Tank Cemetery. It sits just off of Camelback Road, not too far off the 303, and it's referred to as the Lost Soul Cemetery, and it's a county graveyard where they bury John Does. I see a trend happening.
Yeah, I know.
They bury John Does, people that died in jail or prison that nobody claims the body, or people that can't afford to pay for a funeral. They actually
that's
bury
where the
them
county
there.
puts you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've had I know there's another one downtown too that there is, because at the hospital we send them, like it has to go to a certain mortuary if it's a John Doe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But that's the one I took her to. I've been there a few times. That place is incredibly haunted.
Mhm.
And
for the rest of our group, I think I feel a road trip
I was
coming
gonna say,
in.
Papa Joey, take some notes quick.
Yep. Wendy's coming down. Yep.
So, what was your Audra? What was your experience when you first went there? I'm curious.
It was interesting to say the least. I mean, to walk where you're not supposed to be, because you're not supposed to be in there. So you feel a little kind of badass at that point. I'm not gonna lie. But it was neat, because you do kind of, when you're around other people that have that same passion or influence, you actually open up more, I think. So it allowed for me to kind of like put my own little feelers out, and we did capture some stuff. I mean, I had a guy kind of right up on me as I was walking away from a set of trees that are down there, and I could Tony, I could just feel, that presence there. And as I was walking away, what did he say?
I can't remember.
It wasn't nice. Let's just put it that way. So, and that was, then it kind of makes you go, well, you jerk. Now I want to go back and talk to you again, because you weren't very nice to me. So it definitely spikes your interest. I mean, anybody, as you guys are well aware, anybody who does this once, I mean, you're hooked. You're just hooked.
Yeah. And there's already a creep factor going to a cemetery, I think.
At night, in the dark, when you shouldn't be there. Yeah.
Well,
I think Tony's saying that he's inviting us to go with him.
They
is
know
what I'm taking that as.
And
just
back when I took Audra there, they left it wide open. You could just walk right in.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, since then they've fenced it. But Tony knows where the unlocked gate is.
Yeah. So,
that's okay. We've called police offices before to get approval to walk through cemeteries. So
oh, nice.
Yep.
It happens.
Became the talk of the town, actually.
Really did. And it was a super nice little old lady that called. Like she was super nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great when you call the police up and they go, "Oh, you're the paranormal group that's investigating the cemetery tonight." Yep.
Yep. That would be us.
Yeah.
So if you want to send the people out to make sure, in the white coats, just they know where we are.
So, Chris, were you nervous having Audra with you on that first investigation? Were you nervous as to what she was going to experience or see?
Yeah, and I'm a little overprotective. Not just because I care about her so much, but because I know what you can run into with the paranormal, because I've been doing it for so long, and I didn't know what kind of protection she had. I didn't know. So, we tend to do as often as we can. If we don't know a location, we'll do a prayer going in and then a prayer coming out, a protection prayer.
Yep.
So yeah, I was a little nervous, but she's got this barrier where when she's into an area where she's being overly cautious, it's like nothing's happening. And it's like, okay, go about 30 feet that way. And the minute she moves away, I start picking things up.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like she puts a little aura of a protection out sometimes, but she's getting better.
You never know what's out there. So sometimes it's a girl thing. You just got to put that wall up and you're like, dude, don't mess with me.
So do you think, like you just said, you're very protective, but do you think being connected emotionally has helped you in investigating or hinder both, or a little both?
I don't think it hinders us.
I think it makes you more aware.
It makes you definitely more aware. It's like having an extra set of eyes, especially when she opens up and allows herself to feel the energy around us.
Right.
It's like having it's like going out with law enforcement where you got somebody watching your back, you got somebody watching the front, you got somebody watching the back.
Right.
I don't think it hinders us.
No.
Unless we get into an area where I feel something that's not so good. But then I have a tendency of going, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, he's like pulling us.
I'll pull him out.
Yeah, so.
Right.
Yeah, we tend not to stay in those areas, and especially if like the times I've had my son with us or her son with us, if I run into something dark and I can feel it, it's like, okay, get in the truck, let's go, we're out.
Yeah, get the kids out for sure.
Yeah.
Especially because they are a little more sensitive already. So
yeah, well, our kids are older; they're in their 20s. Yeah,
Yeah, they were younger. I mean,
yeah, we didn't take them; they were late teens by the time we took them out. So
yeah.
Tony, she's fantastic.
Well, you need trigger ideas, definitely.
Hey, Tony.
So, you want to ask the next question?
no, you're fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm
Go for it.
I'm
Mighty Mo.
Does doing a show together sometimes hinder you guys?
No, because I torture him later. It's fine.
Yeah, we get payback. It's all right. I don't know how much. I know you've been out with Tony and Cherie on a couple of investigations. I don't know how many group investigations you've actually done, but if you were to compare group investigations versus when just you guys go out, do you find that together, just as a couple, you tend to be more sensitive or more open than being with a group? Do you get better evidence, or does it not really affect it either way?
I honestly, yeah, it affects it differently in my book or opinion. I do think I probably am a little bit more open and sensitive to things when it's just the two of us, because there's so many other things going on that you want to make sure that person's okay. Do we have that equipment set up? So I mean, there's so many things, and when it's just Chris and I mean, we're so old school. I mean, he doesn't like equipment, and I like a recorder and a camera. I mean, and very, very basic.
Right.
So when you start adding all the other elements, and Tony and Cherie are great with all their equipment, and thank God they handle all that when we do go on investigations with them. But yeah, I mean, you kind of just make sure that everything else is in place too. So I feel, in my opinion, for me, it kind of hinders it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's harder when I mean, depending on where you go, if you're going to a jail or to a cemetery, the more people might scare them.
Right.
So it's a different feel when it's just two of you.
Yeah. I mean, the more people you have and the more energy that's being
produced,
right. Somebody's energy could make an entity go, yeah, no, dude, I'm not talking to you. But the other person I wouldn't mind talking to.
Right.
So I mean, you just don't know.
What about you, Chris? What do you think?
It depends. I think it depends on the location. Like you guys were saying, it's you get into a smaller location, it's hard to deal with, but you get into someplace like when we did the Aho Hospital, we quite hundreds of times with Tony and Cherie. Awesome. That was different. The hospital was very familiar with all four of us. We all have our own individual styles, which added to the investigation. And the size of the hospital, we could split up if we needed to. We could work together if we needed to. But it always seemed like when the four of us were working together in that hospital, things would just start going crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because the location was familiar with us and we'd all been there so many times, or if it was just the dynamics between the four of us that was just fantastic. I mean, Tony, man, first time we met Tony, I was surprised that he didn't have Popeye arms. He had this piece of equipment that had 2 cameras, a FLIR, a thermal. It had a couple recorders on it. It had, good God, it had a full spectrum camera on it. Man, it was like, God, I don't know how you do that. I'd be worn out after the first hour.
I wouldn't be able to walk up the stairs with all that stuff.
And he's running through the place probably.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The most significant or troubling experience you encountered in a cemetery?
Probably our last one,
Totogany, yeah. So we've talked about this a few times on our show. It's when we go up to Audra's parents' house, just south of Toledo, there's an old town called Totogany. And if you look up the history of Ohio, it's listed by multiple websites as one of the most haunted cemeteries in Ohio. Happy 4th, Cherie.
Happy 4th.
We've done numerous investigations up there because there's graves from the 1600s, 1700s, all the way up to current date. They still use it. It sits way out in the middle of nowhere in the middle of farm fields. And
it's a little. It's not a huge.
It's not
cemetery.
huge. It's maybe 3 acres, 4 acres.
Oh,
maybe.
wow.
Yeah.
But there's older sections, there's newer sections, and there's one section that is completely dark. And I don't like going into it. I shy the kids away from it. We'll get, if you're there and you're sensitive, you'll see multiple shadow figures coming out of that section. And the last time we were there, or the last couple times we were there, that section got pretty hefty. And we actually caught an EVP that we were talking to a little girl. And I said, we were talking to multiple spirits and we were getting tons of responses. And I asked at one point, I said, where did you go? And we got a male voice from that section that said, we took their souls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was.
It was a class A, full out, the whole sentence, everything. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd give me goosebumps. I'd be like, it's time to go home.
Yeah. And that was probably, to me, that was probably the creepiest, worst thing in a cemetery.
That's cool.
Horrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
So how do y'all make sure nothing follows you home?
Protective prayers. We won't come back if we feel. I've never felt like we took anything with us. I mean, I stay pretty protective going in.
I do too. I've not felt anything either. I mean, it's you got to be pretty blunt and just say, if there's anybody here, you're staying here. You are not allowed to come back. I mean, it's a pretty cut and dry situation.
Yeah, you got to be real strong when you say it.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Ron's on. Hi guys. The whole team's watching.
Woo!
Yeah.
And that's why
they're just waiting for their turn. That's why.
I know.
they're on in 2 weeks.
I know. That's why I said they're waiting.
We'll watch it.
The one thing about your group, though, I got to say, we've had such a pleasure jumping on with you guys on a couple of occasions now. And I really, we've been doing this for a short period of time, Lindsay, myself, Papa Joey. The evidence you get as a team collectively, it really just is incredible. I mean, last week's show was awesome, showing all that evidence.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I was at work showing the shadow video, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I know,
That one's insane.
crazy."
That is crazy.
It's a sad day that place is no
I
longer
know.
paranormal. That was like a second home to us, man. That was. If I was bored and everybody was at work, I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the show. The old company I worked for in Phoenix would take off between Christmas and New Year's and close down. Well, everybody else worked. So there was quite a few times where I was like, screw this. I'm sitting at home by myself. I'm going to drive down to the hospital because we did the tours. I had a key and with Tony and Cherie, and I drove down there and did investigations by myself. And that place was intense.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just a shame. That's where Tony caught that shadow figure. It's going to miss that place.
You need to GoFundMe and buy it from the owners.
Right?
Tell them it's gonna be crazy haunted. You wouldn't want it as a hotel. It's gonna be so much work.
Yeah, that's right.
Just let us buy it from you.
That'd be funny.
That'd be amazing. Oh my god.
That would be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
So what we need to do is once they actually open the hotel up, we all need to go down collectively.
Oh,
yes. Tony, Cherie, Chris, and I fly back. You guys and go
rent the
down.
whole place.
Yeah, well, and run out the rooms and kind of see what the vibe is at that point. It would be so much fun to do.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
it's gonna absolutely be crazy.
That would be fun to do.
They're not gonna go anywhere.
No.
We rented out all our hotel rooms in one night. Look at that.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Hey, this is great." We'll be like, "No, it's just us. It's fine."
This is awesome. That's funny.
Cherie, sending you love.
Yes.
Yes.
Go haunt me fun. Yeah.
Yes. We need to buy that place.
I love that. Go haunt
They
me.
haven't started construction or anything, right?
No idea.
See?
No, that would be a Tony thing if he knows. If he's still
Tony?
talking to Alan, yeah.
Go talk with Alan, see if he wants to sell it. Just keep telling him that, the ghosts are going to scare people out. They're going to start poking people in the night. Just make some stuff up.
Or at least a year.
Yeah.
At least a year before they start anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a year to convince him to sell
That's
it.
right.
to
We
us.
have a year.
Hey,
We can come up with the down payment. We got this.
I don't know. As bad as the roof was on that place, they might not have a year before.
Right. Hey, then they might be wanting to sell it a little bit quicker.
Right? You never know.
What did we do here?
Right.
The hotel company is like,
roof.
this was a bad investment. Let's give it back.
We don't need a roof. It's totally fine.
Yeah. That's funny.
We're not there when the sun's up anyways.
Right.
That's right.
All right, here's a question that always gets us into trouble.
Well, we're good at getting in trouble, so go ahead and shoot.
Well, that's good. So what qualities do you find beneficial in your partner in terms of investigating?
For me, it's the safety factor. He's, you go into these investigations, and I think that's something people don't think about a whole lot. You abandoned, falling down places in the dark, and sometimes you go in when you're not supposed to be there. So you don't know who's hanging out there, and I'm talking the living, not the living. So, I mean, as far as, you could really get yourself in trouble if you didn't have some kind of physical protection.
Right.
Yeah.
Being former law enforcement, he's my protection.
He's usually pretty well equipped.
Physically.
My head's on a swivel constantly. I tend to notice. Tony.
I'll throw a
So-
comment up there.
That's funny. So there's been multiple times. So the hospital down in Ajo, Phelps Dodge Hospital, has a tendency to attract assholes and idiots. Excuse my French.
There you go.
And like to break in because it's haunted and it's been on Ghost Adventures and there's all kinds of publicity around it about being haunted. So you never know when what you're hearing is real.
Yeah.
So anytime we go on an investigation where we don't have to fly, me being former law enforcement, you can guarantee I've got a few magazines in my pouch.
Yeah.
And I've always got something with me when we go. And there's been a few times where, there was
a hospital. Yeah.
It was funny is Tony put a promo video out for the Phelps Dodge Hospital. We were doing tours down there for Halloween, and he did this big promo about us doing investigations down there. And there's this scene where we had heard voices, and they were so loud it sounded like there was 3 or 4 people in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I literally told them stay upstairs, and I went
clearing.
from investigation mode to and I went and cleared the building. And there's a part of the video where Cherie was filming me, and you can see me actually. I'm coming out of a building, and I tuck my weapon behind me as I'm coming out. And if you watch our investigations, my face is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in full protection mode at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you posted that promo, and you can see my
Oh, yeah.
Did you find anybody though?
No, there was nobody in there.
Wow.
And then you just come back up and you're like,
Yeah.
There's nobody here. So we grabbed our equipment, we ran back down.
Yeah. Then you went from protection mode to fun mode.
Yeah. It was insane. It literally sounded like there was 3 or 4 guys downstairs, and they were slamming doors, and I
Causing a ruckus.
Oh,
Yeah.
We literally thought it was somebody physical in the building.
Cherie, you got to send that to me. I want to see
I wanna watch that video.
it.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
There's places we go where we pack because you just never know.
You don't.
You probably wished you had it when you went to that hotel in New Mexico, huh?
In Texas.
I don't know. I didn't go.
Yeah.
But it was terrible from what I heard. There was people living upstairs and they were screaming and
We went to the DeSoto.
glad I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That was an interesting experience.
I can imagine.
The people who lived in the place were scarier than what anything paranormal can possibly happen. I'm gonna tell you, it was. We got yelled at several times that night. It was crazy.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
I've had people ask me, said because they tell them sometimes I go and do stuff by myself. I'm like, how do you do that? Doesn't it scare you? I'm like, man, I used to be law enforcement. Live people scare me a hell of a lot more than ghosts.
For real.
Yeah.
Working in the hospital, man, I'm like, life people are crazy.
Yeah.
Give me a ghost anytime.
Chris is apparently the new James Bond.
You're gonna get some theme music for him.
Right? Exactly. That's funny. That's awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
Audra's traits.
Uh-oh.
You thought I forgot that question.
Yeah, I did.
She was like, dang it. See, this is how we get in trouble.
Oh, she is phenomenal. I mean, I have nothing bad to say. We get on our nerves, each other's nerves once in a while, but we don't fight. We've been together for almost 11 years. And I think we've gotten into spats.
Yeah.
And usually it's because we pissed each other off because we hit each other's buttons on purpose. But she is phenomenal at trigger objects. El Paso is scary enough to begin with. I agree with that one.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that one. She's trigger objects. She finds ways to emotionally, like we were in the hospital one day and we were waiting on Tony and Sheree to get down there, and we were just walking around doing a daylight thing before they showed up. And
Right.
she just starts going from door to door, acting like a nurse, asking if she could, is there anything I can get you? Do you need any medication? And man, we started picking up things like crazy. And I'm sitting there going,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the thing she thinks of is just phenomenal. And she keeps us grounded too. There's been a couple times where Tony and I went, did you hear that? She was like, yeah, did you hear that? And Audra goes, it was a damn dog outside.
Oh, see, I do that too.
It's,
Keith would be like, did you hear that? I'm all the bird.
yeah.
He's all, yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, it goes back to Tony's comment earlier about you being good with triggers. I mean, you just going around doing what you do, and that, stirs up some activity, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's good. You guys make a good team.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I'm really excited to see the 6 of you get together and do an investigation.
Oh, my goodness.
Just
When is this planned for?
Uh,
I think we might have to make a trip out there just to watch.
Tony and Sheree are going up to Ron and Lourdes' neck of the woods in August. And we're going to try and shoot for a weekend. We don't know if we're going to be able to do it yet, but that would be the first time the 6 of us are all together.
Yeah.
We can make it up there.
Yeah.
It's just difficult for us because starting new jobs down here and getting this time away. And then my son's getting married in October. So we'll be back in Phoenix for a few days.
Hey.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll win in October. Watch, it's going to be the weekend we're gone.
Probably.
Their wedding day is the 17th. And we're flying in the
weekend.
Thursday before, and we're flying out Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, I think we'll be in. I think that's Vulture Head City, right?
Vulture City?
Vulture City.
I think Vulture.
I thought that was like
that's the week
10th.
before.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's the week
maybe
before.
then. Maybe we'll do something.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Hey.
get together and get a brew or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And we'll be in Surprise. We're staying in the hotel up by the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we could all take a trip up
We
there.
can
It'd be
do.
fun.
We can make this work.
Yeah.
Get para drunk.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Only we can't get too pair drunk because that's a far drive. We can just all crash at Tony's house.
Hey, they're staying in a hotel. Either that or
There you
staying
go.
in a hotel. We
Yeah.
can just,
Yeah, we're at the hotel.
Mhm.
just rent a room.
There you go. That's true. Dog sitters.
As long as they got a pool, we're good. Well, in October,
Right.
you really won't need a pool, but hey,
No, but we need dog sitters.
we do.
We'll figure that out.
Figure
We
that
can
out.
work that in.
Understand the dog sitter situation for sure.
Yes. Big dogs.
So, do you guys ever get any flack for investigating as partners? Like, get accused of making up evidence or anything like that? Has that ever happened to you guys?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I'm sure it'll come, but yeah. Not
We have a tendency to throw out
most things.
most things that a lot of people would consider. Well, we've been doing it for so long that, I mean, I'm sure you guys do the same thing. If you can't say, I don't know what this is, it's unexplained, it's clear as day, I'm not going to present it as evidence.
Right.
We don't do that. I mean, the evidence that we keep in
We've exhausted all other
Yes.
avenues that we know it's not the dog, the bird, it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, nothing else that we can explain. And if, you can see it or hear it as an audience, then we'll present it.
Right.
But there's some of them that are also, I can hear them, or he can hear them. And of course, that's always the big debate between most couples.
Yeah. How can you not hear
Yeah.
that?
Me and Keith have had that too. And I'm like, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
We know that's a really good sore subject, but
that's how the fights start.
That's right. But we won't present that kind of stuff if we don't absolutely know for sure what it is.
Oh, and when we present, I can tell you what type of floor we're standing on, what room we were in, where everybody else on the team was. I can tell you what time of day it was. I can tell you what the weather was going on. If I can't present all of that as facts and this is my evidence, then I won't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about you guys is you collectively as a group, you all do that. And it shows in the evidence that you produce. Everything is just, there's no disputing it. I mean, if you want to try, go ahead. Like Jack tried very hard that night to dispute,
He did.
Yeah.
His face was too busy being on the floor mopping up the pool. Yeah.
I think that was just his first time because he's really new to this. He went out with us on a couple of investigations, and Jack's an incredible person, man. Because you can have conversations with him, and he'll go to places that you've never seen people go before, and it's really cool to have conversations with him. But I think this is the first time he's actually been presented with something in front of him where he just went.
Yeah, that he can't explain out in 3 seconds.
Right.
So he just stood there and went,
And it was great because that's why I wanted to save that evidence for last
good.
because I was so waiting to see his reaction on it, and it was worth it 100%.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was still reacting 15 minutes later.
Oh yeah, he was reacting down in the kitchen.
Even after the show, he kept going.
What was that?
What the hell?
Yeah,
it was great. It was really good.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was a great show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Oh yeah, you can't. You'll never be able to beat that.
No.
Well, maybe, but
I don't know when we buy it.
Hoping, right?
We're hoping we can get more of that.
Yeah.
But you guys know as investigators, I mean, you can see that.
Yeah.
You can experience that. But if you don't capture that,
that's right.
Doesn't mean anything.
No, telling the story, anybody could go, oh, yeah, sure. It was the wind. There was a curtain flying by.
Yeah.
And people can argue with you when you tell them about it. But when you show them that video evidence, man, it's.
Yeah. You can't. And especially with the FLIR right next to it, that was brilliant. You can't do anything with it.
Yeah,
well, great evidence of that was just past weekend when we were up in Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's kind of taking a break. I think it was Kevin, Brian, Papa Joey, Lisa,
and Scott.
They were sitting
just sitting at the table. Everybody ate pizza, just chilling, chatting.
And they were doing a session, and they had the millimeter sitting up on the table. And this millimeter, out of nowhere, just starts rocking back and forth like. I thought it was going to fall.
Was it the
over.
millimeter or was it the K2?
No, it was the millimeter. They had their K2 set up, like Papa Joe was saying, kind of in a triangle shape. Yeah. And as they were doing the session, all the K2s started peaking, just going nuts.
Oh, wow.
And the millimeter was rocking back and forth. So nobody thought at the time. We were all so mesmerized by what was happening. All the girls, I think, were out on the patio,
we weren't there. We
chit-chatting. So I ran to get my phone, and by the time I grabbed my phone, it was kind of toward the end of it. So we didn't catch anything, and it's like, now all we have is
this really good story.
Yeah.
And then we come in, the guys are trying to tell us, and we're looking at them like nothing's moving.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Are you guys drinking that beer you drink on your shows again?
Like, did Rebecca bring her, special brew?
We actually didn't have any drinks that night.
Nobody did.
That was crazy. But to that point, if you don't capture it, it's all hearsay.
Yeah.
Just another really good story.
Yeah, that sucks.
In situations like that drags all of us into buying more equipment and spending more money.
You're like, if we would have had one more camera set up in the room, we would have got it.
Right.
And that's honestly why I always ask the question, because, we have a great paranormal family, just a great group of people. And we don't get to see each other a lot. So when we get together, it's kind of a party, it's kind of like, hey, we're all catching up on old times and just hanging out. Yeah. And I think that doesn't affect the investigation a little bit, because at that point, like I said, the girls are outside talking. We weren't really investigating. They were kind of doing their own thing at the table. And I think that's how you miss things. Whereas smaller groups or couples, you're probably going to video everything you do during that investigation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you have 10 people, not everybody's going to have a camera on them
Yeah.
at the same time, and not everybody's going to be doing the same thing.
where they're looking.
So-
But I also think that in a big group like that, the more like you guys are just sitting around chatting, having a good old time, talking about, memories and stuff like that. I think that's going to bring the energy and bring up them, because how do we not know that wasn't the break room where everybody sat around and chatted? I mean, who knows what you could bring up just because you're having that
Right.
5-minute break or something. So
Yeah.
it's hard. There's 50-50 on each of it.
Yeah.
Well, you need more cameras to set up in the corners.
Well,
That's
that's
right.
that's what Chris was saying. It makes you buy
Yeah.
more equipment.
Yes,
And
it does.
Yep.
it totally does, because you leave the investigation going.
I would have had 2 more cameras set up.
If we only had 2 more cameras, that's it. Go out and buy them.
Amazon on the way home.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally just did that last night.
Yes. Whoever, all I have to say is my biggest complaint is Amazon needs to be taken off all of our phones.
I know.
No,
yes.
not gonna happen.
Especially
We're doing,
yours.
In 2 weeks, we're doing the hospital on College Hill in West Virginia.
Okay.
And it's 4 of us. It's me, Audra, Carrie Hopper, and I don't know Laura's
Laura,
last name.
yeah.
Laura from History of a Hunting podcast is coming out to go with us.
Okay.
And there's 4 floors. Well, Carrie has 2 or 3 cameras. We have a camera, and it's like, man, we don't have a camera for the basement.
Yeah. You need
Yeah,
2
so
more.
Audra went on and got one
Yeah.
real quick. So we have
Yeah.
at
Amazon,
least
click, click, click.
so we have at least
Yeah.
one for each floor.
right.
Yeah. Because then you need one to carry with you. You need one for each floor. You need,
But then you get to the point like Vinny gets, where you
much
have
crap.
so much stuff. You're like, all right, what am I leaving home tonight? Because
Right.
it's just so much stuff to drag
Yeah.
with you. I mean,
Well,
we have a
The
I think we're
evidence
pretty-
review. Oh my God. The
Yeah.
evidence
Oh,
review.
seriously.
Long.
There is so much evidence we have not reviewed because there's only us. And especially
Yeah.
when we went to Doniana, there's 6 cameras we took with us.
Mhm.
In 2 days, literally 2 days of
Oh.
recording. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
so we could have our shadow.
We could.
We don't even know.
We could have
You
it.
don't even know it yet.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, and then
Yeah.
I'll take our video evidence and I'll convert it into an audio file.
Yeah.
So I'll review the video and then I'll take just the audio to see if we caught any EVPs on
Yeah.
the video.
Mhm.
Right.
Good God. So you double up your video because
Yeah.
you're doing audio too. And it's like
Exactly.
weeks.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And with every video, you have to have audio because what if something cool happens? I mean,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you see the chair slide across the floor, you have to have the audio to go with it.
Right.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
you're doubled up on each camera. It's terrible.
That's a good thing about having such a big team, though, is you can go, hey, you guys review this, we'll review that. But
Yeah.
usually everybody's got their own piece of evidence they're
Right.
reviewing
Right.
anyway, so it makes it tough. It's one of those catch-22s, right?
Yeah.
So
But it's worth it when you catch things.
it is worth it when you catch things.
Yes.
Totally worth it. So do you guys ever do any investigating in your own home when you live
No.
out here, or no?
Flat
Are we
out.
the only crazy people who do this?
Well, because we have some.
We're the
something
only
in our
ones
house.
that don't.
Well, I know we do.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're the only ones that don't.
Yeah.
The only time we have ever done it is the rental that we had in Charlotte when we first
Yeah,
moved here.
first
Yeah.
lived
The first day we got into that rental, I'm sitting there and my head's going like this, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, I feel like there's people walking around everywhere."
Right.
Yeah, Tony
Okay.
definitely does.
Yes.
Okay, good.
We know Tony does. I think Ron and Lourdes do. I think Josie
Okay.
and Matt Haas do.
Yeah.
Just like, I think we're the only people that just, I don't want it in my home.
No,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
if I start hearing things and seeing things, and then I start picking up that there's something there, then I can't rest. I can't relax. Like
Yeah.
that rental we lived in for 6 months, I don't feel like I ever got a good night's sleep in that place. But
Yeah.
man, we caught some good EVPs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
I even thought Chris popped his head in one time. I was just getting out of the shower and, I thought he kind of did in the doorway there. So when I got dressed and walked out, I'm like, what did you need? He goes, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, didn't you just like pop your head in? And he goes, nope. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, alrighty then. Well,
Yeah.
thanks.
Somebody else did that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
have
not
a lot of
places.
that here.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. So we actually bought the house from a wife, and come to find out, when we're signing, that the other partner in the signer was death certificate, and we're like, okay,
Oh.
which is fine. That's
Yeah.
happens, totally good. Then start talking to the neighbors. So there was always a weird like there's always shadows, there's always noises, there's always a weird feel when you go in parts of the house. Then start talking to the neighbors, find out that the guy fell off of a ladder, was taken to the hospital, and called pretty much at the hospital. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think he made it to the hospital.
Yeah.
Did he die in the house?
We think so.
We think he died in the yard because he was on a ladder outside.
Gotcha.
Well,
So we think he had a heart attack. And
In the state of Arizona, they legally have to disclose that.
if
Yes.
you're murdered at the scene, yes, but he wasn't called till he got to the hospital. That's how they got away with it. So when the ambulance got him, he was probably still in AFib, which is still technically alive.
Well, nobody said he died outside. Nobody said he fell off the ladder outside.
The neighbor did.
Did they?
The lady next door.
I thought
mean,
it was
she
in the house when he was
she
working down in the living room. She was
You know,
half lit when she said it. So
pretty much. So who knows? But
She saw him climbing the ladder, but she was so woozy it looked like
Yeah.
he looked like he fell. She fell, and she was like, "Oh, look, he went too."
Yeah, so we've had some interesting stuff
confirmation,
happen.
but-
We have had some interesting stuff happen during shows right here in the studio.
yeah.
We've had some really weird stuff happen. So,
Voices,
Yeah.
girls' voices when I'm not home, and it's you and Joey up here.
yeah, it's definitely interesting around
You
here.
ever done an EVP session or anything?
We've done a few, yeah.
lots.
Yeah. Matter of
Some
fact,
spirit
on the
box
show
stuff.
when Wendy was here with her doll, we did an
Oh, yeah.
EVP live on the air when we did the translator from German, and we were
Oh, yeah.
we were getting German back on the spirit
That was
box.
cool.
Oh,
That's awesome.
So
that's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, we hear things, just weird things happen. I don't like to really invite it into the house, but I would like to find out
If it's
what
there.
is going on, right?
Right.
Because we have our two haunted dolls, so
Yeah.
we have Julie and Jahan.
We know the girls are here.
And we try to figure out if it's them or if it's this guy hanging out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And if you guys ever get a chance, go back and watch our very first Parapalooza we did a session
Oh,
in
yeah.
one of the bedrooms we had, and the camera just did some weird
Oh,
stuff.
So strange.
And I can't remember who was on. I want to say it was Through the Veil was on.
I
And
think
she
it
said
was.
she saw
Somebody walked by.
a figure in the room.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
then the tablet froze because we had a tablet in there that was recording the girls, so we could see it on here. So it was like an extra StreamYard link, and it froze in the room, like it was frozen on this side, but in the room, like it was still playing, but it was behind like 20 minutes. It was super weird.
was really wild.
super, super weird.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, I think we do it more just to really try to get answers as to who's here.
Yeah.
Is it really the girls or is it this guy that's still hanging out here?
well, the girls
So,
sang to us.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Hopefully not when you're trying to sleep.
No, it's
no.
usually when he's playing piano.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, wow.
usually-
Oh.
it's-
Yeah.
and that's another
That
thing
was
we never
hilarious.
caught on
Well,
tape.
I
or
was
anything
we
like
were-
that, but-
ask you that if you
No.
captured that.
He was, and it was, we just got it wasn't even with the piano, it was with the keyboard.
Oh,
He was
no,
playing the keyboard
keyboard.
downstairs, and I was working on the train set, and we're just hanging out, chatting, doing nothing. And his page got stuck, so we couldn't turn the music. And so we're both singing. It was like old Disney songs or something
Yeah.
from back in the day. So we're both singing, and he stops because he had to turn the page. So we stopped, and then you hear la, la, la.
Oh.
We both look at each other,
Oh.
and we're like,
yeah,
you heard that,
was-
right?
That was weird.
Wow.
Huh.
We could hear it clear as day, and it was loud, and it was up from the loft where the girls usually are. So I was like, "Hey, girls, thanks."
My first reaction was, the neighbors are probably partying and being loud. And then I started thinking back, and I'm like, we never hear
never
the
hear them.
neighbors. Even when they're having barbecues outside, you never hear them.
Huh.
So I was like, no, that's going to rule that one out.
except for football season.
Yeah, well, that's
Then you hear woo.
Yeah, that's because they're out in the garage.
That's
too.
because they're in the garage hooping and
Oh, wow.
hollering. So
All right. So last question I want to ask you guys is: has investigating helped in any way or hurt your relationship outside of investigating? Has it made you guys stronger as a couple? Has it caused you to fight more?
Put up your dukes. I don't think it's made us fight more. I mean,
No.
other than
Can't believe you
I
didn't
can't
hear
believe you didn't hear that.
that. Let me play it 5 more times. I can't believe you can't hear that.
Yeah.
And
Let me
I'll be
turn it up louder.
Go back. I heard something. No, I think it probably brought us closer because it's just one more bond that you have,
Yeah.
something
Right.
that you intimately, share with one another that a lot of outside people just don't get.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So I think it brings us closer together.
They're like, you and your husband do what on the
Yeah, I
weekend?
feel that look every once in a while.
Quite a bit,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, you would. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my response is, yeah, I actually like hanging out with mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I love hanging out with Audra. We're best friends. I mean, we get along great.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised. Like down here, you would think with all the history and everything that happened here in North Carolina. I mean, for cripes, we were the 12th colony, and directly. I mean, some of the biggest battles happened less than 20 miles from here.
Yeah.
Right.
And you would think with the energy in this state, I mean, I'm telling you right now, the energy difference between Arizona and here with all this history is just, it is insane. You would think there would be more believers, but actually there's a lot less than I thought.
Yeah,
Really?
it's a little, I don't want to say closed-minded, just don't want, kind of like my mom. She goes, you know what? I kind of know what's there, but I don't want to know what's there.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it alone.
Is that more because they grew up with it and they've, because a lot of them there are lifers. So is it more just because they've dealt with it forever and they
Shut it
are
out.
sick of seeing it or, talking about it?
It's
So
normal to them, so they don't really think about it a whole lot.
yeah, they don't think of it as special. It's just is.
Yeah, could be. It's a good point.
Could be. I think a portion of it too is we are in the Bible Belt.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, you can tell. I mean, you can't drive a mile here without hitting a church and a cemetery.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
and you can be on a back road. You could be on a main road. It doesn't matter where you're at. You can't go a mile without running across a church with a graveyard in it. And so I think it's the faith here is so God based that I think that maybe the spiritual side of it.
It closes their minds. Yeah.
Closes their minds a little bit, or they relate negativity with it. I think.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
Possibly.
Interesting. Well, that's good. I like that answer because I like to see stuff like this bring people closer together. I mean, I think it really does because you get to see a side of your partner that you've never seen before.
Right.
And I agree. I think it tends to bring you guys closer.
Oh yeah, big time. We would.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Bible Belt or any belt, that's where you find the balls to do the paranormal.
Oh my
That's awesome, Ron.
We all got to get out there.
I'm excited to interview Ron in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
They're a blast.
So-
And the six of us together, man, it is so much fun. I can't wait to get face to face. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a hoot. You guys are going to have a blast.
You guys have to do like a live thing before you
Yeah.
go investigate, just to show all 6 of you together because that's going to be really cool.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be fun.
Well, very cool. That's awesome, guys. I want to really want to thank you for coming on today.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, this is a blast.
It was a blast. It went quick.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
I know.
the hour goes quick. It really does. That's our questions. I think are set up kind of perfect for that hour show. So it works.
Unless we get
Works
distracted,
perfectly.
which happens sometimes.
Plus, I was excited because every time we see you guys, Audra never talks, and now she finally got to talk today. So it's kind of nice.
Rob says that too. He goes, "Hey, you actually talked. It was a nice thing you talked." I'm like, I'm a talker, so.
Yeah.
But with 6 of us, and then guests, and
Yeah.
I usually will just kind of sit in the background until something either bothers me or I disagree, or then I'll speak up. But I do talk a lot actually. So.
No, that's cool. That's awesome.
Speaking with you too.
Like, Chris, you remember how we talked about getting in trouble? That's how you get in trouble.
I told you I was good at that.
So, what are you guys doing for the 4th? You doing anything special? Just hanging out?
No,
Yeah,
we're just gonna hang out. Yeah.
Hang out at the house. How about you guys? Fireworks by you or?
Fireworks are terrible.
We have 2
Scaredy dogs.
puppy dogs that do not like fireworks. So,
Yeah, I've got
you know.
one. One, she's oblivious, but the other one, she doesn't like them at all.
Yeah.
So,
The
I
thing
don't know here.
Yeah. The thing I've come up with is any dogs over 10 pounds are terrified of fireworks, and the little ones think they're going to take them on.
Yep.
That's right. They're going to kick their ass. Is what they-
Seriously. Because my big ones are just, they're not thrilled.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
And hers shakes like
Oh,
so bad. I feel
bad.
really bad for her. And I'm the type of person, I love fireworks. I used to love to shoot them off, but it's like since having the experience to see how terrified the dogs are,
yeah.
I'm good not having any fireworks. I'm good if people don't want to shoot them off. I'm fine with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I would never stop people because it's their right to do that. It's their right to celebrate, and I get that. But you know, I would just ask people just to be mindful if you do live around a lot of dogs, just, you know, maybe
Right.
go further down and shoot them off, or do, you know,
Or I mean,
don't-
if you're gonna do them, because it's fine, it's people's. That's fine. Do them, but do them all within 45 minutes or all within
Right.
an hour. Don't
Right.
spread it out over 6
All
hours,
night
because
long.
by the time we calm them down, they started going off at like 7:00 by us. By 9:30, when we finally got the medication kicked in, got everybody okay,
Aw.
got them upstairs, then people start shooting them off again. I'm like,
Right.
really, guys? Like, we have another 4 hours of calming them back down again.
and that's
Right.
not a joke. They have to be medicated.
They have to
or
be
else they
medicated.
just-
Oh,
She
that's
gets it's so bad.
yeah,
That's horrible.
Aw.
She'll shake and just tear, like seizure shake. It's so bad.
yeah, it's bad.
Pants.
And
Yeah.
not only that, people also got to remember that veterans
Mhm.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
with their
Absolutely.
PTSD,
Yeah,
that's not
true.
necessarily a good thing either. So
No, it's absolutely,
Yeah.
it's terrible. That's why we have so many more, I don't know, Chris or Audra, if you dealt with this in the doctor's office, but in the hospital, we have so many veterans that actually come in on the 3rd, and they'll come up with a reason to stay there for the night.
oh wow.
So they don't have to be there for the 4th.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. Because if they,
didn't have that so much
Yeah.
in the ophthalmology world.
yeah.
Oh, that's so
That's sad, yeah.
sad.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, we can't end the show on a downer like this.
Okay.
Now I'm all
No,
depressed. So
absolutely
well,
not.
you started it with that video at the beginning, made people get their feelers
Yeah.
up. It's your
Cry in
fault.
the beginning.
Getting our patriotic feels all worked
I
up.
know.
I might play it again at the end for people who
There you
missed
go.
it. So
Oh,
I
play
think
it for
we'll-
Wendy, because Wendy just got on.
Oh, hey, Wendy. So yeah, we'll do that. But hey, again, thank you guys. We love you guys. We love your whole group. We love what you guys do. We love the
Yes.
fact that you come on our shows. We come on your show. It's a lot
Yes,
of fun.
this is
Very
great.
much so.
And
Right
Love
back
you
at
guys.
you
I know,
too,
right
yeah.
back at you guys. Love you too. This has been fun.
So
When y'all are out here in October, we need to do something.
yeah, get together,
Even
have a
if it's
drink.
dinner or something.
It'll be fun.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like
Yep.
a plan.
Tony and Sharu will be there too.
Yep. And when
Yeah.
we make it out there, we'll find something good to investigate.
We're working on it.
We're working
I
on
know. That's why we'll give you some time to kind of feel it out, see, find the good spots, and then we'll come out.
All right, guys. Well, you have a very happy and a very safe 4th, and
You guys do also.
We'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
All
Yes, you
right.
will.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.
That's
They're
awesome.
They're very cool. Their whole group is awesome.
I know. I haven't found anybody they're all so good.
Yes, they're a lot of fun to be around.
I know.
Kind of crazy, like we are.
Yeah, it's true.
So, should we play that video at the end?
Why you gotta get the feelers going and everything?
Because I like the video.
It's a good video, but
It's a good day.
man,
It's
It is a good
It's a
day.
special day.
Okay.
So-
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys. Happy 4th of July.
Stay
Be
safe. Keep your puppy dogs safe. And
Yes.
for all you veterans out there, thank you for
You
your
stay safe,
service.
too.
You stay safe, and we love you guys.
Love
And,
you guys.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Hey guys, Keith Davidson here with RCJ Productions. I want to welcome you to this very special 4th of July behind the scenes look at Studio K. So let's go check it out. Come on with me. All right, here we are, Studio K. Here's a look at the main studio. We have our green screen. This is where we film all of our shows, like The Truth About Beer and Straight Up Paranormal, Allows the Books, Highway to Your Health. And over here on this wall here, we have some music stuff, some music equipment, some pictures. We have glass cases that contain some of the haunted artifacts that you've seen on The Truth About Beer and the Unexplained. We have our Truth About Beer gnomes in the cabinet. And here we're going to enter our control room / storage room. See our little mascot, our alien there. I don't think we ever came up with a name for him. But this is the control center. This is where we have our computer. It's where our producer sits, Jack, when he's with us on our shows. We got the Roadcaster, the video switcher. Lots of cool stuff in here, guys. Thanks for watching Studio K. Hey everybody, Key Davidson here with RCJ Productions. I want to thank you for joining us for this awesome behind-the-scenes look at Studio K, where you'll find great programs such as The Truth About Beer and Straight Up Paranormal, Bios to Books, and my new podcast, Highway to Your Health. From our family to yours, we want to wish everybody a very happy and safe 4th of July. Please keep in your prayers the people who are fighting for our freedoms, the people who have fought for our freedoms. We wouldn't be able to do something like this without our independence. So, our thoughts and our prayers go out to those who fight for us and for our freedoms. May everybody have a very, very happy 4th of July, and God bless America. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lindsay with Straight Up Paranormal. From our family to yours, we want to wish everyone a very happy and safe 4th of July. Thank you to all the men and women that continue to fight for our freedom, and may God bless America.
Hey, Papa Joey here from The Truth About Beer, and I want to wish all my fellow Americans a very safe and happy 4th of July. Have fun.
Hi, this is Dan Davidson, the host of Bios to Books. As a veteran and grateful American, I want to take a moment and wish the greatest country in the world a happy birthday. Many of us think of the 4th of July as spectacular fireworks and barbecues, but it's much more than that. It's the day we celebrate our independence, and that didn't come about without hardship and sheer determination. It's a day we should set aside to reflect on the sacrifices our military men and women have made in war, past and present, including the ultimate sacrifice of giving up their lives in defense of our freedom. We thank them all for their service, and we pray for and remember the Gold Star parents, past and present, who lost children in these many conflicts. God bless our veterans, our troops, and God bless America. Thank you.